Today we will discuss about 12 cranial nerves and composition and their functions. 12 cranial nerves, composition and some functions. 12 cranial nerves, their composition and some function. First of all, olfactory nerves, factory nerve, olfactory nerve composition. This is a sensory nerve. Sensory nerve. Sensory nerve. Olfactory nerve is a sensory nerve. Function of the olfactory nerve. Olfaction, faction and or smell. Olfactory nerve composition, it is a sensory nerve. Function, olfactory is used for root for smell. Olfaction and smell. Function, olfaction and smell. Second number, optic nerve. Composition, sensory nerve. Optic nerve is a sensory nerve. Function is a vision, used for vision. Optic nerve composition, this is made of sensory nerve. Function, vision. Third number nerve, trochlear nerve. Trochlear nerve. Trochlear nerve. Nerve. Composition, motor and sensory, both. Motor and sensory, both. Function, serves superior muscle oblique muscle uh, third number, trochlear nerve. This originally fourth number. but composition, motor and sensory functions serve superior muscle, oblique muscle of the eye. The eye. Fourth number, but this is number on third. Oculomotor nerve. Oculomotor nerve. Composition of oculomotor nerve, motor and sensory. Motor and sensory. Serve function. Serve the eye muscle. Eye muscle. Serve the eye muscle. Oculomotor nerve function serve the eye muscle. This is a nerve of motor and sensory both. Fifth number, trigeminal nerve. Trigeminal nerve. Composition, sensory and motor. First, second. Trigeminal nerve is sensory and motor. Function, serve mouth and face. Sensory nerve. Serve mouth and face, sensory nerve. Serve chewing muscles. Motor nerve. Trigeminal nerve, composition of sensory and motor. Function, serve mouth and face. This is a sensory nerve, and serve chewing muscle is motor. Sixth number, abducens nerve. Composition, sensory, motor. Function, serve eye and rectal muscle. Abducens nerve, composition, sensory and motor. Function, serve eye and rectal muscle. Seventh nerve, facial nerve. Composition, motor and sensory. Function, serve the facial expression lacrimal gland, salivary gland, facial nerve serve the facial expression, lacrimal gland, salivary gland. Eighth nerve, vestibulo-ocular cochlear nerve. Composition sensory nerve. Function equilibrium and hearing. Sensory nerve composition, sensory nerve, vestibulo-cochlear nerve, sensory nerve composition, sensory nerve, function, equilibrium and hearing. Glossopharyngeal nerve. Glossopharyngeal nerve is the nerve motor composition, motor and sensory function serve the pharynx for swallowing function supply to the tongue, parotid gland. Glossopharyngeal nerve is a motor and sensory function, serve the pharynx for swallowing, tongue and parotid gland. 10th nerve, vagus nerve. Vagus nerve composition, motor and sensory function, sensation from visceral organs, this is the sensation from visceral organs. motor regulation of visceral. This is motor. Two functions. In sensory, there is a sensation from visceral organs. Regulation of visceral organ is motor. 11th nerve, accessory nerve composition, motor and sensory function, muscle movement of head, neck and shoulder. Accessory nerve composition, motor and sensory function, muscle movement of head, neck and shoulder. 12th nerve, hypoglossal nerve composition, motor and sensory functions. Serve the muscles of tongue. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow we'll lecture the disease of the 12 cranial nerves. Thank you for watching and subscribe please.